Hey there, it's Pete with GCI Turf. Hope you're having a great day today out here on a soccer field. Got a phone call. You can see I got my multi-pro right there spraying it out. It is loaded with Lespedeza. Got some Dallas grass right there, clover, little crabgrass starting to pop up. Lots and lots and lots of Lespedeza, more clover, plantain, little touch of Virginia buttonweed. I only saw one little spot of it. There's mainly a bunch of Lespedeza in here. If I had to say the overwhelming majority of the weed population, and that's going to be Lespedeza. All these dark green patches you're looking at, every bit of that's Lespedeza. But when you get down in here and look at all that Bermuda. It is quite a bit of Bermuda in here. So, if you're in this situation as a homeowner, you basically clean up the weeds. In this situation, I'm going to do some aerating using the aggravator. I know homeowners don't typically have access to that type of equipment, but you can easily research in your area, see if someone has one, a company, and hire them out to do it. You can't find that, and then go rent a plugger like your traditional core aerator and just aerate the snot out of it. Just really bust it up. And the order of operation is, obviously I'm gonna spray the weeds, get those under control. Look at that dandelion looking at me. So order operation, clean the weeds up, get them out of here. That way the Bermuda's got no competition, and the Bermuda can spread and take over. Break the ground up. Of course, you want to wait a couple of weeks, give the weeds plenty of time to die off. Look at how hard that is. I mean, it's rock hard North Carolina clay. The trick with the aggravator is I can go, I think it's 6 inches deep, and just really break up the entire root zone and really loosen this ground so that roots can dig and grow and move quicker underground, and the rhizome and stolon can spread and move a little bit faster because it's not having to fight through this super rock hard ground. Another good reason for loosening the ground is when I'm watering, the ground or the clay is more receptive to the water, meaning the water can soak in. You can actually see right here, there's an irrigation head somewhere right around in here. Let me get out of my shadow. And I've been running the water for about 5 or 6 days now, trying to soften the ground up a little bit. But look at the difference in the color when I go, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, each head sprays, almost 20 foot. But just 6 foot away from the irrigation head, look at the difference in the color of the clay. See, that's a lighter color. That's because it's bone dry and it's hard as a rock. Where this clay right here, next to the irrigation head, look at how moist that is. It's still a little bit compacted, but it's actually holding the water. Point is, by aerating, aggravating, any of those mechanical means of breaking the ground, you loosen the clay so that the water can penetrate and get down in there. And of course, that's a big deal when you're trying to grow a turf grass. I don't want the grass green in that one spot. I want the grass green everywhere. Obviously, when you get the ground covered with the Bermuda turf, and you're on a constant water schedule, and there's root material up under the ground all throughout this whole area, obviously that's going to help maintain the moisture when you get a cover over the ground. Like, see how naked this looks right here? Well, once this Bermuda fills in and covers it, that helps protect the ground and helps hold the moisture in the ground. So like I said, I'm spraying it today, and I'll come back out and maybe I think I got this scheduled for 2 weeks from now, and I'll show that whole process as well. We're going to aggravate the entire playing surface. We're going to bring in a bunch of sand. That was one of the big concerns with the school, is the referees actually almost deemed this to be unsafe because it's so out of whack. I mean, I don't know what other, I'm trying to be respectful here, but the field's in pretty rough condition. So sand leveling it, I thought would, obviously level it out, make for a smoother playing surface, and that's also going to create a little bit more heat on the surface of the ground. Bermuda grass likes heat. So, and of course, once I do the sand, then I'm gonna go down with a really heavy shot of nitrogen. I'm actually spraying the herbicide today, and in the spray tank, I've also got a pound of nitrogen. So it's getting good feeding, so the Bermuda can start to go as the weeds are checking out. Now, if you can see these little ridges right here, now I don't know what caused this, but this is pretty uneven ground right here. I'm gonna say from where my finger's at here to where my finger's at here, there's roughly an inch drop off right here. Okay, so if you look at that throughout the whole field's kind of wavy and kind of it's just out of whack. One cool thing about the aggravator is, or an aerator, either one would work. I'm using the aggravator here because it's heavier. It's a much heavier attachment, and I want to magnify what I'm getting ready to tell you here. Is I want to flatten this out. Okay, believe it or not, that aggravator is so incredibly aggressive, I guess is a good word for it, that some of these small ridges right here, they will go away. They'll be gone simply by running the machine, the implement, over the area right here and taking your time, going slow, let the teeth dig and break that ground up. And that big old heavy roller then will press everything back down flat. Now, it's not going to leave it perfect by no means, but it's going to minimize the sand work I have to do, or it's going to take away from the magnitude of the sand work I'm going to have to do, because it will fix some of these imperfections like this. Therefore, my sand work won't be quite as hard. So I'm gonna get some drone shots, and we'll definitely do a before and after on this one, because this thing is really going to look fantastic. What do I tell a customer on a job like this? I tell them to look for 2 seasons. Now, what we could do, and I may end up doing this, I may end up coming in here and sprigging this one area. You can see where the canopy starts to thicken a little bit all around there. Well, there's quite a bit of Bermuda in there. This is the only one stretch through here that's just a lot bare. But you can see all this is Bermuda. Every single bit of that's Bermuda. Not completely sure that will spread enough to fill in this entire area in one season. So that's why, you either, one, you got to sprig it or resod this area, or you have to just be patient and give it a couple of years to fill in. So not sure what their budget is. I'm gonna offer the sprigging to them, and if they go for it, I'll sprig it. If they don't, we won't, and then they'll just have to be patient and wait for the second year. But it's about June the 26th now, 2024, so that gives us roughly 2 good solid months of growing this in, plus a sand level, plus an aggravator. So I think by the end of this season it's going to look quite a bit different. But in reality, I'm not expecting a complete, total, 100% full coverage, pristine looking Bermuda soccer field. I think that will happen by the middle or end of next summer. That's what I'm doing right here as far as my work goes, and I'll post some of this on both channels, and y'all can check it out. Check you later.